He is Indiana County District Attorney Pat Dougherty joining us here this morning on the Indiana in the Morning. And Scam Jam is coming up. Scam Jam 2018. Good morning.
Good morning. This is one of the most fun events that we do every year. We've been doing it now. I think this maybe is our 5th year. It's at the KCAC. We've had tremendous turnout from individuals who want to come and get educated about different things that affect seniors and older adults. This year we have a jam-packed agenda. We have speakers talking about many different projects that go on in our community on an everyday basis to let people know what's available and how they can get help.
Wow. This is going to be happening on Tuesday.
Right.
10 a.m. to noon, or to 2, I should say, at the Kovalchick complex. It's even a free lunch.
Tuesday, May 8th. It's a week from today. So,
right.
Yeah, there's a free lunch and free continental breakfast.
Wow.
So, you'll definitely, if you leave hungry, it's your own fault.
All right, so this is going to be a free event for folks to come. You particularly aim at seniors because seniors are most vulnerable to scams, aren't they?
Absolutely. And, not only seniors, but people that are also caregivers for seniors.
Oh, okay.
So to get educated, because, the caregivers are often the ones that have to face or help clean up after the senior has been scammed. So we want to do that, provide the education. And it takes many forms. I mean, right now, as I know you've mentioned, and it's popular right now because, the new Medicare cards in Pennsylvania get released today. Today, they should start arriving in people's mailboxes. And with that, scammers and thieves find opportunity. So, if you get a phone call saying, hey, send us a fee for your new Medicare card, that is a scam.
Yeah.
If they say, mail us your old card back, that's a scam. Your cards will be delivered in the mail via the U.S. Postal Service at the address on file. They will not have your Social Security numbers on them anymore. The old cards, that's how you were identified, by Social Security number. You are now being assigned a special Medicare ID number. So don't let that confuse individuals. And then the other thing is, when you get your new card, destroy the old card.
Yeah.
Shred it, cut it. Dispose of it in a proper manner so people can't get their hands on your personal identification.
Especially, with that one. That was one that came out, I think, last week or the week before, talking about the fact that these cards are going to be rolled out state by state over the course of the next year.
That's correct.
Pennsylvania's day is today when they should start arriving. And what you just said really applies to a lot of scams. If somebody calls you and asks you to provide them basically with anything, that's not going to work, is it?
No. I mean, most reputable organizations do not do anything like that over the telephone. And if you're not sure, say, send me the information, I'll take a look at it. That's the easiest way to identify a scam. If it's a legitimate organization, they will do that. They will send you the information in the mail, but never, ever give out personal information over the telephone unless you know exactly who you're calling.
Yeah, and that obviously will
or
be
who's calling you.
A topic at Scam Jam 2018.
Absolutely.
There was a list that came out over the weekend of the top scams targeting people across the nation and the top scams targeting people in Pennsylvania. I don't have it with me right now, but I recall the top one was the one about the IRS calling and threatening you and saying, if you don't pay up, we're coming after you.
Right. I've gotten that call.
Yeah, me too.
I've gotten that call, and I just laugh every time because I know. But I could see where that would be frightening to people. We have those scams. The other one that's been big lately is the grandparent scam.
Yeah.
And, where they call and say, they pretend they're your grandchild, and the voice is similar. And, sometimes we don't hear as well on phones. And they've had people, go to Walmart, buy a bunch of gift cards, and then meet me in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's a scam, because what they'll say is, hey, we have your grandchild in custody. This is the public defender calling, and if you come and bring $1,000 of gift cards, your grandchild will get out of trouble today.
Yeah.
I've had people actually get in their cars and drive to the Sam's Club in Monroeville.
I know one of those guys.
So, it's really amazing how that happens. But we have to just be vigilant. My biggest thing is, if you don't know who's calling you, especially in the advent of cell phones, don't answer the phone. If it's important enough, they'll leave a message.
Yeah.
Oh, what if it's my doctor? Well, if it's your doctor's office, they'll leave a message.
Yeah.
So, or program your doctor's number into the phone. So
at the event coming up on Tuesday, and we want to keep our focus upon that. It's happening on Tuesday. You're going to have guest speakers. One of those is the Pennsylvania Secretary of Aging.
Yes, Teresa Osborne has been gracious enough to come in. She's going to deliver an address at approximately 11, talking about the importance of caregivers and what a burden and a toll that it does take place on people. It's hard. Being a caregiver is one of the hardest things you can do, and we recognize that, and we want people to know that there are options and there's help out there to help relieve some of those pressures.
Yeah, when you become a caregiver, that work doesn't slow down. It just wearies you. And I think weary people are the ones that become more vulnerable.
Absolutely.
People that you think even, oh, well, they're on top of their game. They know what's going on. They would never fall victim to something like that. But in a moment of weariness or whatever, burdens, pressures, you might.
Yeah, we have to realize there's only so many hours in each day.
Yeah.
And if you have to you're taking care of a loved one, but then you may also have to go to work every day. You may have to take care of your children, your husband and your spouse and those things. And then to have to add on caregiving on top of that, it really places a burden on people both physically and emotionally.
He's Indiana County District Attorney Pat Dougherty. Coming up on Tuesday, May 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Scam Jam 2018 for older adults. It's at the Kovalchick Convention and Athletic Center. Free lunch, free continental breakfast, as he said. A couple of other highlights, Project Lifesaver, and also prescription drug fraud. Is that a big thing now?
It sure is. And, what we're seeing is people that are maybe trying to get their hands on an older adult's prescriptions, and then take them and sell them. Maybe somebody comes into the house and they take 4 or 5 pills. Oh, grandma won't notice. Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is, number one, that person doesn't have the medicine that they need. And number two, that medicine is now getting out onto the streets where it's being able to be used for illicit purposes. So we got to be very cognizant of that. And Jim Embry from the Attorney General's office, he's an agent with them that specializes in prescription drug fraud. He's going to come in and talk to our crowd about how to protect yourselves and what to look for.
And I should not have flown right by Project Lifesaver.
No, that's okay.
You introduced it a couple of months ago.
Right.
Tell us again what it is. How has it been going?
Sure. Project Lifesaver is a program that we've established to allow people with dementia, Alzheimer's, autism. It's for children and adults. It's a radio frequency transmitter that we attach to a wrist or an ankle that if somebody wanders off, it dedicates a specific signal, and we're able to track that signal to help locate individuals in a timely fashion. So we're really excited to present on that because we know that dementia and Alzheimer's, there's a big push to try to keep individuals in their home as long as we can. And what we don't want is we don't want individuals to get lost because that takes a lot of manpower from law enforcement and emergency management perspective. So if we can get people signed up for this program, then hopefully that'll ease the burden. And that's a free program. All you have to do is call my office for Project Lifesaver. We've had a few people signed up so far. It just went operational here in the last month or so. We have EMA tied in with us, emergency management, and we're really excited about this program. I think it's going to help a lot of people. And
people can learn more and probably sign up on that day at the Scam Jam?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, our representatives will be at the KCAC, and if you're to get more information, we'll certainly be there to provide it and sign people up.
There's drug take back as well, unused or unwanted prescriptions. You can bring those with you and turn those in.
Absolutely. If you have prescriptions at home that you're no longer using, don't need anymore, bring them along. We'll take them and we'll dispose of them properly. We work hand in hand with the the Attorney General's office, as well as the Army National Guard from Fort Indiantown Gap. They come in every quarter. They have a big box truck, take the drugs, and incinerate them in a safe and efficient manner.
Scam Jam 2018 is next Tuesday, May 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Scams are obviously one of the scourges of society right now. It's a way for people to get into your wallet, into your bank accounts, and it's easier than ever for them to do that with the most basic of information. What is the basic plan of action when somebody calls you or shows up at your door? Because we know the contracting scams are going to start.
Oh, it's
here.
that time of year, Todd, where the contracting scams are going to happen. We did have a rough winter. Obviously, number one, don't ever let somebody into your home that you don't know, that you're not welcoming. If it's a true contractor and you call them, ask for identification. Check their identification. Make sure it's legitimate. The water companies and the electric companies, they don't just show up at your door.
Yeah.
They call, schedule appointments so they're coming. Same with reputable contractors. Don't sign any contracts on the whim. If it sounds like it's too good to be true, it probably is. Mm-hmm. The high pressure sale, if you sign today, we'll save you 25%. Look, they'll give you that deal tomorrow. Yeah. If you want to have it checked out and vetted and get other estimates, there's no reason why you should feel rushed into a major home improvement.
One of the things that you hear at the end of certain commercials on our radio station is something called the PA construction code,
Absolutely.
the UCC code. Every contractor has to have one.
Absolutely. So you can go online and verify their license number. Mm-hmm. And so, that's always a good idea as well to make sure that they are a reputable business. You can also check with the Better Business Bureau. You could check with the Indiana Armstrong Home Builders to see if this is a reputable entity.
All of that on the table next week at the KCAC.
It's going to be a busy day, and we're going to feed them.
There you go. It's called Scam Jam 2018 for older adults. Now, the one thing that people always ask is there going to be bus service there? Sometimes we're able to, sometimes just not.
Check. What we tell people is check with your local senior centers. Mm-hmm. I know in the past we've had bus service from the different senior centers throughout the county, whether it's Blairsville or up in the Mahonings. Indigo has partnered with the Aging Services to provide bus service to and from the KCAC. But I would say check with your local senior center if that's somewhere where you go on a regular basis, or even if you don't, check with them that you may be able to get to that location, and then they'll bring you up into town. There is ample parking. If anybody has special needs and needs assistance getting in the building, it is a handicap accessible building. Mm-hmm. We have the floor of the arena, so that's a good thing. But certainly make all inquiries. We want it. We've had as many as 400 to 500 people at this event in the past. So I do encourage people to call today to get in, because after 500 we have to cut it off.
Okay.
So, and real quick, I do want to thank InFirst Bank, and I want to thank Senior Life and Aging Services. They're also partnering with us to help make this event possible, and at no charge to our seniors.
So you must register. Call today.
Yes, and that we want you to call Aging Services at 724-349-4500.
Okay.
We're still taking reservations, but it is booking fast.
Open to the first 500 registrants. Call them today, 349-4500. Mr. DA, thanks so much for coming over.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
You too. It's Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. We'll schedule in again when we got some big trials coming up and you can reveal your strategy.
Good luck.